This is where the fun begins.
Yes, Texas is a rival.
I have a river of Kool-Aid for basketball.
It's time to step inside the Hawg Pen.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to an all-new episode of Inside the Hawg Pen. I'm your host from the Central Arkansas Hawg Pen, as always, Razorback Zach, and I'm without my counterpart tonight, but we've got Proby here with me. Don't worry, I didn't come alone. He is the new guy, the rookie, but he's coming on strong and he's hitting home runs where they need to be. And unlike the Razorback football team, he's holding on to the ball inside the 20-yard line. He is Tyler Callahan. What's up, dude?
What's up, guys? How's it going tonight, man?
Dude, so MC is out. He is out sick. And D-Mad is what I'm going to guess hours away from having the birth of his first kid. So they're out tonight. MC will be back next week. Dylan will be back sometime in the distant future, we hope. But if not, Tyler and I are going to hang out with you. Last night we did our Season's Over special, and I did that for a reason. Tyler, we had a lot of people turn out, had a lot of people comment about it, and they let their feelings known, man.
Yeah, dude, it was a lot of fun. We really appreciate everybody who hopped in and let us know their opinions and thoughts and asked the questions. It was a lot of fun, but man, it was also comforting to see that we're not the only people who feel the way that we feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to give the fan base an opportunity to say where their hearts were at and where their minds were at with the football program.
Well, I mean, but at the same time, dude, and like I said, we're going to get into this later in the show just a little bit. We're not going to go deep off like we did last night, but we're going to touch on it, some of the developments that have happened in 24 hours since. But we want to make sure that the fans are involved. We love our fans. We absolutely adore them. They are the reason that we're here. So we want to make sure you guys get your voice heard, unlike that propaganda sunshine pumping show in Northwest Arkansas. But hey, I wanted to remind everybody, October 11th, 6 to 9 p.m., we are back once again for the Litter Oktoberfest 2025, benefiting Women's Own Worth. Have to do with it's a charity having to do with recovery for domestic violence survivors, substance abuse survivors, such of that. It's a great cause. Come out. It is the longest broadcast that we do every year. We've done it for the past 5 years. And can't wait to be back out there at Argenta Plaza in North Little Rock. It is part of the Dogtown Throwdown, and going to have a plethora of panel of guests. I've got James Harris from Harris Made Chef Services. I've got Matt Hart from Hawg HQ. We're going to have a number of other guests. Plus, if I played my cards right, and I did this the right way, which I hope I did, we will have the entire crew from ITHP in attendance for the first time at Litter Oktoberfest. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a whole day covered of college football. That broadcast starts at 10 a.m. and it will go all the way to 10 p.m. That night, including post-game coverage, pre- and post-game coverage of Arkansas, Tennessee, and live in-game analysis and commentary of that game. So you're not going to want to miss it. 10 a.m. is the start time here on ITHP, but the event itself, like I said, 6 to 9 p.m. in Argenta, $25 general admission will get you in the door. $40 will get you in as a VIP an hour before everybody else. And then, of course, if you don't drink, for guys like me, it's $10 to get you in the door. You get a soft drink. You get to check out some of the home brews and stuff like that. And we'll talk to some of the breweries that are there to kind of get an idea of how they make the beer. So, looking forward to that. But tonight, and again, tonight's show, last 24 hours, we had the schedule for the next 4 years come out. Yay, Arkansas. You can definitely tell they hate us. But one of the things, too, is there's a new rule from the SEC saying that you have to schedule Power 4 opponents in your non-conference. You have to, and that's going to be different. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. Plus, we get our 3 permanent opponents that we've been talking about. 2 of which, Tyler, we kind of expected, but that third one, I absolutely hate. Plus, we've got week 5 of our SEC Pick'ems as Tyler going to be coming on strong and continuing his winning ways and can finally knock off D-Med and his, well, anyway. But let's jump into this a little bit more. And I want to touch just a few minutes on the fallout of what happened at Memphis and where we go from here. I mean, again, you get 24 hours. We're not trying to talk, we're not trying to talk it to death or anything. But I just want to touch on a couple of things going into this Notre Dame game. Are we going to see a different team, or is this going to be the same story, different verse?
Man, I think that it's just the same old song and dance, man. And I'm glad we got a lot of people in last night voicing their opinions on it. And like you said, I don't want to talk it to death, man, but you can only see the same thing over and over again before you realize that nothing is going to change.
Yeah.
And that's just where I'm at with it. I'm proud to see that a lot of fans are in that same place. And just hopefully the right thing will be done for the future Arkansas football.
Well, and again, I want to remind the fans that this is an entirely fluid situation. Everybody knows we've been through this 5 or 6 times since 2007. So it's a very fluid situation. Some fans wanted Sam Pittman gone last week. Some fans don't want him gone at all. Other fans are starting to reach that I don't give a point.
Yeah, man, and it's hard not to because it's the same letdown every time. And I said it last night too for those who were listening, man. I'm not entirely mad about the loss to Ole Miss because of you take everything into account. It's on the road, SEC game at night, but as far as the Memphis game, and if you just said that we lost the Memphis game, like if it was one of those where we, it came down to the wire because it was just back and forth the whole time, it'd be a totally different thing than it is.
But like
being up 28-10,
like we mentioned last week, like we mentioned last night, and even during the game when all of us were talking, it should not have been that close. It should never have gotten that close. That 18-point lead, they should have been able to grow to extend that and to work off that instead of blowing it. But again, what are you going to see Saturday? I mean, Pittman said it in his Monday morning press conference. I don't know if anybody's watched it, but he said, "Hey, come out and see Notre Dame. Come out and see. We've got a good football team. Do we though? I mean, it's gotten to the point, and I'm going to say this very gingerly because I don't want to piss him off because he's a very good friend of mine. I went to school with him. We're now getting fallout, and we're now getting parents of players getting pissed because guys like us are calling out the issues on the field. That's what you get. Well, that's what you get when, by the way, and it's our boy DJ Williams. It's my buddy DJ Williams. Everybody remembers him in his podcast 4th and 5. He's having to do a show tonight to respond to a video of a parent or a relative, I should say, of a player that came out negatively about his comments about what he saw on the field. Now, here's the thing. DJ knows the game. DJ's got that that IQ. Okay, he knows the game. He knows the X's and O's because he wore the damn uniform. And he played for, wait for it, Bobby Petrino.
Yeah, not only that, man, he won the award for the top tight end in the nation.
He's a Mackey Award winner for crying out loud.
Yeah, he can play. He knows what he's doing, man. So
this is what this program has come down to. People are so pissed, and the parents are so pissed that we're the ones calling the problems out But the coaching staff's just like, I don't know. Tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. Quite literally, if you think about it.
Yeah, man, and if anybody, if they're going to take one of DJ Williams' videos, then they haven't watched all of them this year, because he said at the beginning of the year he was happy. He's like, you know what, the defense first drive against Alabama A&M looked pretty tough, pretty terrible, but after that they cleaned it up. That he saw things that made him think, okay, well, our defense is going to be manageable and our offense is going to be really good, and that's going to lead. He said it. He thought we were going to be able to win a lot of football games.
Now listen, I'm not bashing DJ at all. What I'm telling you is, if you want a deeper dive into these breakdown of these games, first off, watch us for the fan opinion. But if you really want a deep dive and you really want it to break down, go check out 4th and 5. Shameless plug. He did not pay me to say this. He did not tell me to say this. I didn't say I was going to mention it, but it just happened about 30, 45 minutes ago when I saw the video. And I went to school with him, graduated a year ahead of him. The guy is brilliant. He knows what he's talking about. If you guys want to go check that out, it's 4th and 5. He knows his stuff. I'm telling you. Man. It's gonna take what we say and put it into a much broader perspective from an actual football player.
Yeah, and guys, the cool thing is not only will you see that we're not just blowing smoke up your butts, but dude, like, you're gonna learn some stuff about football, because what he does is super helpful as a fan to help learn the game. But man, I think DJ's not doing anything out of harm. He's just simply translating what's happening on the field to where the fans can understand it. And there's absolutely nobody should be upset at him. And if parents are upset at him, then they should be upset at the coaching staff, because that's where the issue is really at.
I mean, like I said, the Memphis loss is going to sting for a while. All right. It's just a fact of life. But you got Notre Dame coming in 11 o'clock in Fayetteville. They're back home. So on ABC, by the way, the game is back on ABC this week. And we're going to break down that matchup here in just a few minutes. But I want to get into something, Tyler, that kind of broke last night, early, mid-afternoon yesterday, and that is the 2026 through 2029 opponent schedule. In the growing age of college football, you knew it was going to happen eventually. They'd been talking about it for a while, especially with the addition of Texas and Oklahoma into the mix. And they all wanted to know, okay, how is this all going to shake out? And again, whenever you add 2 new teams to the conference, we saw it with Missouri and A&M back in 2013. It took a couple of years to figure out how they were going to make the adjustments and everything to the schedule and everything else. They finally said, you know what, we're going to get rid of the divisions because we're adding so many teams. Now you're adding Texas and Oklahoma, which means now you're going to a 9-game conference schedule, which means you only get 3 non-con. And to add on to that, the SEC comes out and says, you can't, no more groups of 5, no more FCS schools. They all have to be Power 4 opponents. That right there tells me that the NCAA as a whole, the landscape of that is changing, because the SEC is starting to separate itself. Okay, so instead of Arkansas playing Alabama A&M, you're probably going to see Alabama or Arkansas and North Carolina. You're probably going to see Arkansas, Penn State, Arkansas, USC. You're going to see some matchups you haven't seen, number one, in a very long time, and number two, ones you haven't seen at all, ever, kind of like this Notre Dame matchup.
Yeah, and man, we are looking at a situation where, and it's been talked about, that eventually they're going to pull away from the NCAA entirely. And I think it's coming, but that's a whole nother can of worms. But as far as it pertains to Arkansas, man, I mean, guys, it's not going to get any easier. The easiest days that we've had in the SEC are behind us. They're behind us. And to add to Zach's point, I mean, just next year, and this is not in any particular order, we go to Utah. We have to play Tulsa, Georgia, LSU, Missouri, South Carolina, Tennessee, Auburn, and we're at Auburn, at Texas, at A&M, and at Vanderbilt.
Is that Tulsa game still on?
According to FBSschedules.com. Now, I don't know if that's been changed.
That might stick because they're an FBS school.
Yeah, and I had thought that I had read that they were only allowing one.
No, I take
they
that.
were only requiring one Power 4 game, but that may have changed. Like you said,
Is Tulsa FBS or are they?
Yes, I think they're a Group of 5 school.
Are they Group of 5? I thought they were. Power 4. I thought they were Big 12.
Tulsa. Let me look real quick.
No, I take that back. They're not in the Big 12. I stand corrected. But
They're
they're in the American Athletic. They're in there with Memphis. Again, you're looking at this schedule. I mean, we've had a couple of years where we don't play Alabama. We don't play them again until 2027, and we get them at home. I pray to God Kalen DeBoer is still mediocre at that point, and they don't put that back together because we need to beat Alabama. You see Georgia in the regular season for the first time since 2020. Your 3 permanent opponents are – why did that not save? I apologize. Let me fix that real quick.
Matt Hart said it is required one out-of-conference Power 4 school.
This is what happens when they. This is what happens when. See, this is what happens when D-Man and MC take the night off. They leave me in charge of the board, and I'm going to end up breaking it. I promise. I know I am. But yeah, no. Matt says it best. Require one out of conference P4 school. To be honest, you're going to start seeing. You're not going to see any more FCS schools. You're not going to see any more D2 schools on schedules anymore, especially in the SEC. I think they're going to go to all Power 4 conference out of conference matchups.
Do you think that because this eventually here in the near future we're going to start seeing more 3 and possibly even 4 loss teams in the college football playoff?
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you now, there's going to be a 9-3 team in the playoff this year. Absolutely, there will be. In the coming years, with Rev, here's the thing: with Rev Share and NIL and the transfer portal, the playing field, we've seen it this year. The playing field has been so balanced that we're in week 5, and I still can't sit here and say this team's dominating. They're the team to beat, both in the SEC and from a national standpoint.
Right, man. I mean, the only game that I didn't see playing out the way that it played out with top 25 ranked teams was that Indiana-Illinois.
Yeah, but you know what? I was so glad to see Indiana winning. And not just – and the thing was, we thought last year with Indiana because – and I don't know how many people listen to my segment on Dave Ellswick here in Central Arkansas or on our Facebook stream on Friday mornings. He's a big Indiana fan, and I told him last year, I said, you've got to be careful putting your eggs in Indiana's basket because we don't know if this is just a one-year thing or if they can sustain it. It looks to me that they're sustaining that win.
Yeah, man, and I mean Cignetti. Every time you talk about the Arkansas job that potentially could be coming open, that name's always in the mix. Now, I'm not saying that is like it's a possibility. I think Indiana's got him pretty well locked down, but that doesn't change the fact that he's gotten everybody's attention, including fans in the state of Arkansas.
Yeah, I don't think he's leaving Indiana for a while. No. I think they paid him what he's worth. But the thing about it though is look at teams like Indiana. All right, we'll take them as a prime example. Indiana came from nothing. Nebraska came from nothing. Anybody remember the Bo Pelini years? When they couldn't win for – now you've got those two teams on the up and up, and Arkansas is still left in the dust. Indiana can do what Arkansas can't, and that is sustain the winnability. I don't know if that's a word. We might have to Google that.
It can be a word, man.
That's gonna be. You know what? That's gonna be a word. That's gonna be a word. You'll find out. Look, you'll find out. I start making up words just to make up words and make them fit. D-Mad says it best. By the way, we want to get to our comments real quick. D-Mad says it best. Feels like the Power 4 schools are actively trying to separate themselves from Group of 5 to look more like NFL playoffs. I mean, essentially, again, it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. That's what it's going to head towards. Angela Woodard says, that's the Hogs over and over again. My buddy Nate down in Texas says, definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over and over again. And it feels like that's what we're doing. It literally feels like that's what we're doing. And Tyler, you'll learn that we've got a couple of ITHP royalty members in the house. And Casey Sutton and her mom, Mama Linda, is one of them. Casey's been absent here lately. Casey, I hope you're doing all right. We've missed you. And I do owe her an apology for the tailgate. I will explain all of that later on after the show, though, Casey, I promise. It was a disaster, to say the least. But we had a good time anyway. But Signal, yeah, it was bad. There was nothing good about it. It was all bad. Food was good, though. Les Ketchell says, Woo Pig Suey from Mountain Home, Arkansas. Hey, there you go. Casey chimes in also and says, I want to see a coach that will keep the foot on the pedal until the final tick of the clock and not let up when they think we've won. Teams do it to us.
They've got to turn the car on first.
You gotta put oil in the car first. You've got to put oil in the car first. I mean, there's no other way around it. You have to. But the problem is, I don't know if it's just the way Sam is coaching and his attitude towards it all, or if it's literally just the way he is as a person and he's not changing his personality on the field, but nobody's going to respect him. Like I said last night, for 60 minutes, for 3.5 hours, ain't a damn person on that field on the other sideline that's going to respect Sam Pittman the way he's trying to win the respect of everybody else.
Man, I think that there's two types of people when they're in the situation like this where they know that things are not going the way that they need to be going, that they are either going to have to put up or shut up, basically.
Yeah.
And there are two types of people. They're the ones who get mad and fight for what they want,
yep.
And they're the ones who shut down. And I
here's the thing. We've got a matchup with Texas Tech in 2030. Are we really concerned about that matchup right now? Do we really care about that matchup? I'm more concerned because the opponents came out from 2026 to 2029. Now, they're in order, but they're not in order of date, when that kind of thing. It just shows your home opponents and your away opponents. But some of your home opponents, like we said, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee. 27 is Alabama, Kentucky. 28, Auburn, A&M, Vanderbilt. 29, Florida and Oklahoma. It just you look at the schedule and you go, huh. Hold on just a moment. Let me get my censor button ready here. You look at the schedule and you go, holy shit. You don't have anything to base it off of except what we have.
Jonathan, are we still talking about football, dude? Good night.
I think JP's done fallen off. Do we need to do a wellness check on JP?
Somebody check on our boy real quick.
I'm kind of worried about him right now. He's out here. Dan Yoakum says, do you think Pittman will show Rudy at halftime? No, I think he's actually – no, I don't think he's going to show Rudy. I think he's going to show Polar Express. I think he's going to show, the replacements.
Oh, me.
I knew from watching Ryan Silverfield at pregame before they took the field, this was not going to be pretty. But you look at the schedule, it's 4 years worth of holy crap moments again, unless the culture changes, and I'm not talking just coaching, I'm not just talking about coaching, but if the culture doesn't change, they ain't a win on these schedules.
No, we'll have our 2 non-conference wins, the 2 cupcakes that they allow us to have, if that even remains a thing, like you said. And then it's going to be we had a guy last night say, "Are we the new Vanderbilt of the SEC?" Well, if something doesn't change with this new schedule, we will be.
Yep. I mean, think about it. All right. Let me pull this up real quick because I want to make a point. Oh, the program. Okay, now I was like, JP. I got kind of worried for a minute. I was like, no, JP, we don't have to go to those extremes. Just fire the coach. Dylan says we're the new Mississippi State. No, because the new Mississippi State is 4-0 and probably going to be ranked after this weekend.
And, man, honestly, Mississippi State wasn't down that long. I mean, they had the great years with Dan Mullen. I mean, Mike Leach came in. They had a few good years, and then they're back to it. They didn't have as much downtime as we've had.
Dan said, Zach, what did your buddy say about the Memphis win? I don't think he really thought they had a chance when he was on your show. Yeah, no, Bum is a character. Bum is a character. And I have not heard from Bum. I figured he would have blown me and MC up, but I think he's given us a couple of days to lick our wounds. But here's the thing. I want to read these teams off. All right. I'm not going to read the names. I'm just going to read the rankings. All right. Number 13, number 4, number 20, number 7, number 18, number 5, number 9, number 10, number 17, number 15. 3/4 of the damn conference is ranked. 3/4 of the freaking SEC is ranked. Is Arkansas one of them? No. Here's the thing. You can play the woulda, coulda, shoulda game all the time. Well, we could have won. Well, we should have won. Well, we would have won if we hadn't fumbled. A loss is a loss. And at the end of the day, you can say, well, it's not the coach's fault. Yeah, actually it is. Sorry, I'm getting on my soapbox. Let me shut up. All right. Let me shut up.
We're getting him fired up again. Apparently he didn't get it all out last night.
I look, my brain just kind of resets every morning, and the more I think about it, the more pissed off I get. Vanderbilt 18, Missouri 20, A&M 9, which is still a little too high because we haven't heard a lot about A&M. That's just my opinion. Alabama 17th, Tennessee 15th, Texas 10th, Georgia 5th, Oklahoma 7th. That'll change because their quarterback's done for the year.
Most of those that you just said are on our schedule.
I know. We look, from now until the end of the year, there is only one team. 5 out of our 6 last opponents, or no, wait, hold on. 7 of our last 8 opponents. 7 of our last 8 opponents. Are we playing? We don't play Auburn this year, do we? I forget. I think we do.
No, it's at home.
Yeah. Okay, so 6 of our last 8 opponents, as it stands in Week 5, are ranked. 4-8. 4-8 ain't happened.
And and Mississippi State looks good right now. Auburn doesn't look bad, and Notre Dame is ranked. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Notre Dame's still ranked, also.
Yeah, and they're what, 1 and 2?
2. You might be right.
No, wait, we're Week 5. Hold on. Wait a minute. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, they're 1 and 2.
Did they already have their bye week?
I guess so.
They did. They had Week 1 off. They played
Week 2. They played Week 2. They had Week 2 off. I mean, they lost to Miami by 3. They lost to A&M by 1, and they blew out Purdue by like 20.
Yeah, but they allowed a very bad Purdue team to score 30 points on them.
It would be. And the line, here's the thing, the line on the Arkansas game's gone down. It's now 4.5.
I heard 3.5 on Bet Saracen today around 3:00.
ESPN's got it at 4.5, and the over under is 64.
Yeah. Wow. Why is it? We've had against Ole Miss it was 62.5. Against Memphis it was 62.5.
Because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why on the other side of the break. We're gonna step away and take see what I did there? I'm getting better at this. Year 9 and I'm still learning. Come on, Sam Pittman. Take a lesson from me. Please, God, don't do that. Anyway, we're going to step away and take a break. On the other side of the break, I'll tell you why that I think the over-under has stayed at about 60 to 65. You're listening to Inside the Hawg Pen. We'll be back right after this.
Mix Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Mix Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Mix Design.
Hey, Hawg fanatics! We at Inside the Hawg Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share SeatGeek as a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not-so-good deal. As a special offer, Hawg fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code INSIDEHOGPEN. Check out our socials for the link, and remember to use the code INSIDEHOGPEN.
Attention Razorback fans and local businesses. Are you ready to reach the most passionate Arkansas sports fans out there? Introducing Inside the Hawg Pen, not your normal Razorback talk show. We're fans first and don't try to hide it. No agendas, no propaganda. At Inside the Hawg Pen, we call it like we see it. And now we're looking for sponsors to join the team. This is your chance to put your brand in front of thousands of loyal Razorback fans who live and breathe Arkansas sports. From small businesses to major brands, we have sponsorship packages tailored just for you. So let's grow together and make Inside the Hawg Pen bigger and better. Don't miss out. Call 501-416-4331 or email us today at insidethehogpen@gmail.com and become a proud sponsor of Inside the Hawg Pen.
It's time to step back inside the Hawg Pen to the Mix Design Studios.
Are we back?
All right, welcome back to Inside the Hawg Pen. Razorback Zach, Tyler Callahan hanging out with you. We got to find you a nickname like all of us have.
Yeah, man, for real.
Officer Doofy sounds kind of good. Yes! Yes!
I knew I screwed up when I did that.
I told you in that team chat you shouldn't have done it. I'm trying to tell you in that team chat, you really messed up there, buddy. Before the break, you had asked why you felt the over-under was about 60 points a game. Here's my thought as to why. Arkansas posted 500-plus yards of total offense in 5 straight games dating back to the 2024 Liberty Bowl. It's the first time in program history that has ever happened. Number 2, 1,500 yards through the first 4 games in both total yards and yards of total offense, and ranks 3rd nationally is Taylor Green. Taylor Green, we can move the ball. Our offense can score. We just can't hold on to the ball when it matters. So you look at the average of how much Arkansas has been scoring, and I think that's where Vegas is getting that number from. We can score. Our average points per game has definitely gone up since last year. And you're scoring more points. Your offense is moving the ball more. I mean, hell, you've got 1,000 yards of offense in 2 games. Granted, you've lost the 2 games, but you've got 1,000 yards of offense in 2 games. All right. Not to mention the first two games, you had 600 yards in one and I think almost 600 in the other one.
And the crazy thing is, too, in both of those games, we did not move the ball as well in the second half.
No. In 4 quarters in the last 2 games, all right, in 4 quarters, you scored 10 points. Are you serious right now?
And while we're on that, man, I've really been thinking about it. And I know we talked quite a bit last night about Braylon Russell not getting any carries in the second half. But, man, I think even just we're just not using we can run the football, and we're not using that as much as we should. I can count multiple possessions where we come out and try to throw the ball on 3 downs.
Who fumbled it against Ole Miss?
C.J. Brown, I believe.
Okay, that fumble there, I'm not going to put on Jaylen Brown because that was punched out. All right, let me back up. I'm not going to put the entire blame on Jaylen Brown because Ole Miss was trying to punch the ball out and they succeeded.
Right.
All right. Mike Washington fumbled against Memphis. Here's my thing. If you fumbled that ball, you're not starting next week. You're starting Braylon Russell. If he doesn't, I haven't seen the depth chart for this week, but he's got to send a message that he knows somewhat of what he's doing to kind of instill some kind of confidence back into the fan base. But I promise you, if Mike Washington sees the field in that first quarter, vote of no confidence in Sam Pittman. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. I'm not trying to crap on the Hogs. I love the Hogs with everything that I am. All right, they don't call me Razorback Zach for nothing. I'm a realist. I tell it like it is. I call it like I see it. We all do here at ITHP. And the way I see it is, Sam Pittman doesn't have any idea what he's doing.
No, man, I truly, especially after what happened in the offseason with Braylon Russell, I mean, we pretty well begged the guy to come back. He was on the go. He was ready to leave. And if you're going to do that with a guy who has shown he makes a difference when you hand him the football, we've got to get him the football. That's
why he's transferring.
Percentage of carries has to go closer to 50-50 than what it is right now between those two guys. Whether it means you switch drives, whether it means you just keep count of the carries and put them in, or situationally, you got to figure out. I mean, it's not up to us how Bobby Petrino wants to calculate that, but Braylon Russell has to get more carries. 4 carries for 47 yards last week, guys. And there were, I think, 2 of the carries were on and short situations, and he converted both times.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Let me ask you this. All right? Let me ask you, when was Arkansas's running game the most dynamic?
In the last 25 years? Or
no, we'll go in the last 2 decades.
You're talking about D-Mac, Felix Jones, Peyton Hillis.
What was the one thing? How did they utilize those 3 guys?
Wildcat.
The Wildcat, but if you notice, they almost always had equal number of carries. Now, D-Mac carried the bigger of the load, obviously.
Right.
All right. But when you got inside the 20, you didn't see D-Mac all that much. You saw Felix. You saw Peyton. Okay? You've got to utilize the players that you have. You have to. This whole thing, and I'll even jump on Taylor Green's case, this whole thing of singling out players and singling out receivers and stuff like that's going to get you killed, and it's going to get your wide receivers killed.
And, man, I think Taylor does a really, really good job. They talked about him being banged up and how hot it was on the field and people being wore out. And I know those are excuses, but here's the thing, man. We've seen it the last 2 years. When Taylor gets uncomfortable, his decision-making becomes it goes less from a decision to a predetermination. He's got one focus.
Yep.
He's got one tunnel of focus, and that's where he's at.
You ever notice when he does that? What kind of situation are we in?
3rd and long.
He panics.
Yeah.
He panics. If he stays calm and does what he does the whole game, we're going to be fine. And that's the thing. And that's the thing I want everybody to understand. It's the little things that are having the biggest impacts right now. All right? If they get these little mistakes fixed, they won't turn into bigger problems when we play at Tennessee, at Texas, at Baton Rouge. All right? Those things can be fixed, but you have to coach them. You have see what coaching matters. Coaching matters. Anyway, we got to move on. We're gonna continue to break these down. I'm gonna get MC's take on all this next week when he comes back. But what I want to do now is get into predictions and hot takes for the Notre Dame game, and then we're gonna go to our SEC pick'ems. Tyler, I want to be optimistic, and I want to fluff it. I want to shoot sunshine and have it all be sunshine and rainbows. And it would be the most Arkansas thing ever for them to come out and win this game. But I just don't think they're going to be able to pull it off. The way our defense has played the last 2 weeks, Notre Dame's going to run all over us. Notre Dame's going to run, not pass the ball, run all over us. I hate to say it, but I got Arkansas losing. I got Arkansas losing 38-13.
Man, I'm weirdly optimistic about this game because I know how bad, and I talked about this last night, I know how bad Notre Dame's defense has played, but I know they're going to adjust.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of those games where they're going to be in an SEC environment like they've never seen before, and it's going to be one of those games where we compete, but I think it's going to be another situation where a bad decision or something that shouldn't happen costs us again. And I really think that the straw's already broken the camel's back, but it's going to be worse. And I think it's going to be like a 31-28. We're driving down the field to try to win the game again, and it's going to go wrong again.
And you think he's going to go 7-20 in one-score games?
Yep, absolutely. I think it's going to be close. I think that they're going to be prepared and they want to win this game, but I just think that Sam Pittman can't change who he is, and that's going to come back to bite us in that.
You think this is the game, or do you think it's going to be Tennessee where Arkansas may let go of the rope?
Oh, dude.
Again, I'm not trying to – listen, I'm not trying to be negative Nancy. I'm asking a realist question, and I'm being honest. Okay?
No, I'm with you. If we thought that Tennessee – if Tennessee looked really, really good against Georgia, they don't have a great defense, but their offense is spectacular. I think it's going to be one of those games like Ole Miss last year. Again, it's going to look like that. I firmly believe.
I have the same feeling. And again, my prediction may be a little dramatic. We're gonna score. We're gonna move the ball. I just don't have any confidence in Sam Pittman anymore. Dwight Raleigh, my boy Dwight, I ain't seen him in forever. Says we could make history if we fumble the ball inside the 20 on a winning drive for the third straight week. He's not wrong. JP says, I think that it's that is Pitt not keeping his foot on the throat once we go up 2 scores. And if you notice that, 9 times, and I want to go back in history, I want to do some research. These one-score games that he loses, sometimes he's up by 21 or more points. If you stop and think about it. So, all right. So here we are, week 5 of the college football season. And the pick'em is very, very, very close. Proby over here is come on strong. He's got the best winning percentage, even if he is 2 weeks behind. I actually won last week. Tyler and I went undefeated last week, which put me right back in the mix of it all. Look at me. I'm the comeback kid. Dylan went 5-1. MC went 5-1. And like I said, Tyler and I went 6-0. The overall standings, Dylan maintains a 1-game lead over MC at 16-9. MC's at 15-10. I'm at 14-11. And Tyler's coming on strong at 10-3. So he has through 3 weeks, he has got the best through 2 weeks, I'm sorry. He has the best winning percentage out of all of us. So this week's slate of games is number 24, TCU, the Horned Frogs, not the Horny Frogs, the Horned Frogs. I did that. Yes, I did. I'm not ashamed. Travel to Arizona State, who is a 3.5-point favorite. This one goes either way because I had Ohio State, Washington, the battle of 3-0s. I didn't know what to do. there. So I asked the guys, and Dylan wanted to change it, so we changed it to TCU Arizona State. Tyler, who you got?
Man, I just think that TCU offense is going to be too much for Arizona State. TCU's offense is extremely productive. I looked at the numbers today. I meant to write them down. I don't have them off the top of my head, but I'm telling you right now that offense is legit. And I think that Arizona State's going to have a really, really tough time.
I'm going to go TCU as well. Number 21, USC, who is a 6.5-point favorite, travels to Illinois to take on the number 23 Fighting Birds. Who you got?
Man,
That's a conference game, by the way. That's over 1,000 miles, but that's a conference game.
After seeing what that Indiana offense did against Illinois' defense,
Right.
and knowing the kind of offensive mind that Lincoln Riley is, I just don't think that Illinois is going to be able to pull it off.
You going USC, huh?
Yep, USC.
I've gone back and forth, but I'm gonna take USC as well.
Who did
So Dylan and MC. So and I apologize. Dylan picked TCU. MC picked Arizona State, and then they both picked Illinois. All right, next matchup. We go into the SEC. Number 4, LSU travels to Oxford to take on the number 13 Ole Miss Rebel Black Bear Land Sharks. They are a 1.5-point favorite at home. MC took Ole Miss, and so did Dylan.
Man, was LSU on a bye week this past week?
I believe so. Let me look.
I really think that they were, and I think that Nuss is going to have had a chance to rest. That defense is really, really good. I just have I said last night.
No, they played Southeast Louisiana.
Oh, okay. Man, I don't know. I really think Ole Miss is pretty mid as far as the SEC goes, so I'm going LSU.
This coming up week will be their bye week before they get South Carolina at home.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going LSU on the road.
I'm gonna go Ole Miss. Judging on how Ole Miss did us and the fact that they keep on rolling, I don't see Nussmeier having that as many weapons unless they shut down Chambliss, Trinidad, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I really don't. This one is an intriguing matchup. Auburn travels to College Station to take on number 9 Texas A&M as a 6.5-point favorite. The Aggies are the 6.5-point favorite, not Auburn. Give me A&M.
I'm right there with you. I like A&M in that matchup.
Only because I don't like Auburn.
Auburn's defense looked good against Oklahoma until you find out that their quarterback had a hand issue, and then it kind of now I'm definitely thinking that A&M's going to be too much for him.
Right. I meant to ask Dylan this. I want to get his upset of the week, and I think it's going to be this Auburn A&M game because he picked Auburn. The rest of us picked A&M. We travel back to the Big Ten where game day will be, and that is number 6 Oregon travels to Happy Valley to take on the number 3 Penn State Nittany Lions. The Nittany Lions are a 3.5-point favorite. It's their whiteout game. It's the whiteout game. I just give me Oregon. Give me Oregon.
Brother, I'm with you. From everything I've seen, Penn State just can't move the football. And I know it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be a team with no offense and a great defense versus a team with
all right. Hang
a great
on.
offense and no defense. But
so my fiance wants to chime in here and say that I picked the Texas team. Yes, I picked the Aggies. What I didn't pick was the Longhorns. I will not pick the Longhorns no matter what. No matter what. And no, I do like some things Texas, just not the Longhorns.
Buc-ee's. I love Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's, man. Hey, they're putting look, man. All right, they're putting a Buc-ee's in down the street from my house. And I told her, I said, look, it ain't going to be what do you want for dinner. It's what do you want from Buc-ee's. I already told Dylan, I said, dude, the night before they open up, we're camping out.
Y'all are going to be swimming in beaver nuggets.
I'm not going to. You know what? I got a comment for that after the show. I can't say it on here. I can't say it on air.
I got Oregon, by the way.
Yeah, that's a clean sweep. And then you've got an interesting matchup. In years past, this matchup kind of determines who wins the SEC. Now, I don't know what to think of this matchup. It's number 17, Alabama, travels to Athens to take on number 5, Georgia. Georgia's the 3.5-point favorite. I just don't think Bama's got it. I don't think they've got it yet.
Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know which way to go with this, and
I did the same thing.
I really just have this gut feeling after how Tennessee looked against Georgia that their defense is just not what it has been. And Alabama and Kalen DeBoer have a similar kind of offensive style to what I can't think of Tennessee's head coach's name right now.
Josh Heupel.
They have similar offensive strategies. I'm going to take Alabama on this one.
Really? You're the only one that took Alabama. That's interesting, to say the least. So this one's gonna be a mix-up. We're gonna see who actually takes over. Because right now it's anybody's game. And with you being being at a 2-week disadvantage, we might, dude, where is MC when I need him? We might actually have a match for Dylan. Holy crap. This might be one to just sit back and watch. I may just throw the cards and go, I fold. I'm just going to sit back and watch.
Get your popcorn ready. That's
right. Get your popcorn ready. So there you have it. There's your picks. Here's the thing. We've got basketball on the horizon. We actually have basketball next month, by the way. So we're going to be starting our MC School of Hog Hoops here in a few weeks, getting you set because we're only 4 or 5 weeks away from tip-off of the basketball season. I think right around 1st of November, mid-November is when we tip off. So it's coming, and we're coming on strong. But Tyler, I know we're going to end a little bit early, but let's BS for a little bit. I got to ask, because you showed me this pregame. Do you still have it with you, by the way, the bottle?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is an unopened bottle of the 1994 National Championship Coca-Cola set. And he said, I'll let you go ahead and tell it, but I couldn't believe it, and I want everybody to see this.
So we were talking about it, and he's like, man, there's a bunch of those around. He said, you ought to just open it up and drink it. And I was like, I mean, it's expired, dude, but the thing still fizzes. Like, when you shake it up, it still fizzes. And he said, dude, there's no way. So y'all can see where it's at right here.
How much would you take to open one up and drink it?
It'd probably take a lot because the color is not right.
Oh, my God, that was... You know what? I'm leaving that one alone. I'm leaving that one alone.
Don't get me caught up in something. I don't want to be canceled.
Look, here's the thing. We won't get canceled. We just get ignored. The algorithm will kick us off. It'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll bounce back. It's no big deal. No, here's the thing, guys. I've had a lot of feedback from the show last night, which, by the way, thank you. However, I feel like I need to follow in the shoes of DJ Williams when I say, look, we're not hating on the Hog. We're not. We're a realist. Tyler, me, MC, Dylan, we're all realists here. All right. But what we do is we share our opinions with you guys, and I want you guys to do the same. All right. Here in a couple of weeks, we're celebrating 9 years of ITHP. All right. Next year, we'll celebrate 10. I just can't believe it's been 10 years. Holy crap. But again, we want the fans involved. We want you guys to comment. We want you guys to share the show. All right? I'm still working on a merchandise line. Don't worry. I promise we'll have something up soon. I hope. But I know you guys think we're hating and that we're just totally against the Razorbacks and all of that. We're really not. We're fans fed up just like you guys are. So cut everybody some slack that do these podcasts that are fans. Cut us some slack because just like everybody else, we're fed up. And I don't give a damn if it's the mantra of stupid people, but I'm tired of being mediocre. I'm tired of being the laughing stock. We're at the bottom of the SEC again. It's just a vicious cycle. So everybody just cool out. It's a game. I've been watching way too much Remember the Titans when I said that. So Amy makes fun of me all the time because I'll start quoting movies. We'll be having a full-blown conversation, and I'll just start making movie quotes from something that she says. And she says, how do you do that? Do you just, like, remember all these movie lines? And I'm like, oh, I mean, my family talks in movie quotes, and we know exactly what we're talking about. So that's just how it goes.
Yeah, dude, I'm the same way. Movie quotes, songs, anything. I'm real bad about it. But so man, we talked a lot about we talked yesterday about how, and I forgot to bring this up earlier.
Now we got a couple minutes.
Brandon Marcello had said that Petrino was already making calls, and today we have a booster that comes on the buzz.
Frank Fletcher says, go ahead and call him by name. His name is Frank Fletcher. He's a car dealer out of Sherwood.
Yeah. But he comes on and says, not only did that not happen, I called Petrino myself and talked about it. And Petrino said, man, I'm game planning for Notre Dame trying to get a win this week. That's bull bleep.
Thank you. That's why you can't – this is the thing. That's why you can't trust everything you hear when it comes to this kind of thing, all right? It's not about being first. It's not about breaking the news. It's not about clicks and likes and shares and all of that. For us, it's about being right. That's why you won't hear us talk about rumors like, oh, Bobby Petrino's, going behind. What is it? A coup d'etat. Big word for me. Or creating a mutiny within the Razorback program. It's just not going to happen. Think about it. Does that really fit Bobby's personality? You have to consider the source. You have to consider the source. That's all I'm saying. I'll get off my soapbox.
And for those of you who didn't tune in last night, we do have information that things are moving behind the scenes, but not that. That is not what's happening.
That is not one of them. And again, we're working our connections. We're working our sources. And yes, I know everybody hears that S word and they freak out. We do actually have legit sources here at ITHP. We work well with a lot of other podcasts, with a lot of people that are connected within the university that get us information that we know we can give out that is factual. It's not about being first. It's about being factual with us. So you're not going to hear any of these rumors of, oh, Brandon Marcello said this. Again, his track record speaks for itself. Need I say more? Kind of reminds me of, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and I'm probably gonna catch hell for it. It's kind of like another pissant that we used to work for a couple of years back that thinks he's, in the know.
I don't know who you're talking about, but I'm here for all the smoke.
Hey, it's a pure buffet when it comes to me. A pure sports buffet. I better cease and desist before I get in trouble.
That's right.
Anyway, that's going to do it for us. MC will be back next week. I think we're going to try to do a post-game or a pre- and post-game this weekend. I don't know. Schedules and things just haven't been working for us as far as the pre- and post-game show. And do we really want to do post-game on some of these losses? But we're going to try to do something. Like I said, October 11th, beginning of the show, October 11th. Make sure you mark your calendars. 6 to 9 p.m., Little Oktoberfest 2025. It's our longest broadcast of the year, and we're going to have the entire day of college football covered. So, with that being said, for the absent DMAD, who, by the way, with permission from him and his wife, when the baby's born, we will hopefully get to see the new Papa and his new Hawg fan here in the next few weeks. But we want to congratulate him and his wife on the birth of their baby here in a couple of days. And then with the absent MC who is out sick, he will be back next week to have his takes. Not to mention, hey, the first installment, there we go, I got to get my words out, of MC School of Hog Hoops is coming up in just a few weeks, so you're not going to want to miss it. For Tyler Callahan, Officer Doofy, I'm Razorback Zach. You've been listening to an all-new episode of Inside the Hawg Pen. Until next time, so long, everybody.
Thanks for watching this episode of Inside the Hawg Pen. Listen anytime on your favorite podcast provider, and be sure to follow us on all our social network channels.